Okay, what we're going to try and do here is factorise a quadratic trinomial. It's called a quadratic because it's got an x squared term as the highest power of x, and it's a trinomial because there's 1, 2, 3 terms involved. When we do this, what we need to do first is split it up into 4 parts. And to do that, we need to find two numbers that multiply to whatever the product of these guys are. So 2 times -5 is -10, and add to the coefficient of x, which in this case is -9. So I see the coefficient of x squared as a pom-pom, the 5 and the number and the sign in front, if it's negative, it gets carried. Another pom-pom, and what we've got here is a little cheerleader. So we've got to multiply to this number, like I said, and then add to this number, and that is going to generate the feet. So the products of 10, sorry, the factors of 10 are 1 and 10. I always do my factors in a list like this. 1 and 10 or 2 and 5. Now, if I've got to have a sum of 9, well, 2 and 5 make a sum of 8, 1 and 10 make a sum of 11, what we've actually got to look for is a sum or a difference. And the way we tell is if the product that we're looking for is negative, then we need a difference of 9, in this case -9. So if the product was positive, we would need a sum. So 1 and 10 actually have a difference of 9, so they can be my factors. And if I put the negative on the 10, then 1 minus 10 will actually make -9. What I do with those numbers is instead of saying minus 9x here, I say 1x minus 10x, which means the same thing. I can write an equal sign out the front because I'm going to drop the pom-poms. So just drop that one down along with the piece after it. If there's no signs, then carry pluses. And then at the other end, I'll drop that one down as well. Now I've created those 4 terms I'm after. I split them in 2. Cheerleaders like to do the splits. Then I can common factorise the front half with common factor of x. And in the back half, there's a negative there, so that negative gets factorised out even if that's not a minus. And the common factor of 5. Now, in order to make -5 times by something to get -5, I still have to have a +1, which is really great because I want these two to match, which they do. They now become the common factor, with x minus 5 being the leftovers. Let's do another one. (12x squared minus 19x plus 4). Start off with 12 fours are 48, and 19 is what we're after here. So 48 is the product that I'm after. Now 48 has is positive, so I'm going to need a sum. So while I'm looking for the numbers that are going to, the products, the factors of 48, I'm looking to see whether they add to 48 rather than have a difference of 48. I mean, difference of not -19, that number's I'm after. So 1 and 48 are a pair, but they add to 49. 2 is my next factor of 48, and its pair will have to be half of 48, which is 24, but 2 and 24 is too big. 3 goes into 48 16 times, and 3 and 16 have a sum of 19. I'm ignoring that negative right now. All I care is that it's a sum of 19. And so my factors are going to have to be 3 and 16. And in order to make it minus, they're both going to have to be negative. And you'll notice that if you multiply 2 negatives, they will make the positive 48 that we're after. So drop a pom-pom, minus 3x, minus 16x, that's the same as the 19x I had, plus 4. It's exactly the same as the line above, just expressed differently. Do the splits. This time I have 3x as my common factor, minus 4. Ooh, yep, no, that's fine. 4x minus 1, because a minus times a minus makes that plus 4. And do one more. I just want to show you something here. Sometimes when you get the question, like this one, it's very tempting straight up to just go to the head and put the pom-poms in there. However, we've always got to look first for a common factor the whole way along. If there's one of those, take it out first. It makes life so much easier. 3 goes all the way along and I can have a squared plus 5a minus 6. And that's much smaller numbers to play with. And when you end up in this situation and there's no number in front of your x squared term, put a 1 there. So I got 1 times minus 6 is minus 6 plus 5, product of neg 6, that means a difference of 5. 6's factors are 1 and 6. Well, actually they already have a difference of 5, so I don't need to go any further. So 1 and 6, if I've got a negative, now I've got a positive here, but I need one of them to be negative to make a difference. That one being negative makes 6 minus 1 is the 5 I want. If I factorised out at the front, I'll just leave it there. Still going to, they're the feet, do the splits, keep my 3 out the front. Now at this line I can keep my 3 there. It's timesing by a minus 1, so it just sits out the front, and then the a plus 6. I don't need any more symbols in there.